Let's record. What's going on, everybody? And welcome to another edition, another installment, another episode.
What the fuck?
Oh, that was the wrong one. That was definitely the wrong one, but let's turn it on. We are here. You feel me? Welcome back, everybody, to another edition, another installment, another episode of the Opinionated Brother Podcast with your boys, Tyler Pie Guy and HD. However, as you can see, it is just me today, right? Nothing bad, okay? Nothing bad, right? Let's foregone that conclusion and that rumor, right? No, HD is just having let's just say I'm going to personally say he's having some up and ups at work, right? It may to him it may seem like they're kind of just nuances and just like very tedious things that kind of are happening at work. But I think to me, the way that he breaks it down for me, I think some big things are happening for him as long as he's getting the check. You feel what I'm saying? That's all I care about. But he is doing some work right now. He is swamped with work. So he will be back with us on the After Dark show. So he was like, bro, can you just tell him? You know what I'm saying? Tell him I'm gonna miss him and everything. So he gives you guys his love, and he will see you guys back on the After Dark show. But you got me. And you know when you get me by myself, it's a whole different ball game. But listen, thank you guys for tuning in again. We appreciate you. We thank you. We love you. From everybody who continues to listen to us around the world. We've been again charting every week. I'm on Apple Podcasts, which is a beautiful beautiful thing. And a lot of things have been happening this week, so we're very proud that we're going to get into. That you guys continue to listen to us, that you guys continue to subscribe and follow the podcast and engage with the podcast and just be a part of just the craziness and the tomfoolery and the love that we share here at the Opinionated Brother. So we really do appreciate everybody. So again, if you are new to the podcast, this is your first time, if your friends shared this podcast with you and they're like, yo, check this podcast out, check us out. If you don't like us, we appreciate you for coming through. You feel what I'm saying? But we really do appreciate you. Everybody here from United States to all over the world, across the globe. We really do appreciate you so much. So continue to follow and listen to the podcast. Again, you can follow us on Instagram at T.O.B. _PODCAST. That's T.O.B. _podcast on the Instagrams and the Opinionated Brother Podcast on Facebook. You can also follow our podcast network, the THC Media Network. All right. THC Media Network at THC Media _ on Twitter. You can get all of our new podcasts there. I run the media network. I run my own podcast and media network. So go follow us there. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's where you can find all of our interviews, new podcast episodes, new clips, everything like that every week. So you can go check that out as well. New merch is out as well. Final week, basically, for the 50% off deal, THC Media right now. So go check that out. Go tap in. We got some new things dropping on my birthday. I'm working on some things with that. And in cahoots, it's technically, when this podcast comes out, it's going to be Monday. So technically, it's going to be my boy's birthday. My boy Leslie. You feel me? I got to give a shout out to him. Birthday coming up. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm really excited for that. But my birthday is on Tuesday, so drop a bomb for that. Your boy will be 28. First of all, if you are watching this on YouTube, you see this background in the back. right? And you like, is this a green screen or no? This ain't a green screen, bro. This is a beautiful, beautiful, just African print. What is this? Fabric, African print fabric that my darling girlfriend picked up. That is beautiful. That she sometimes uses as a head wrap, or sometimes just to, you know, wrap that head and everything like that, and go outside and just be boom boom. You know what I'm saying? That's just what that is. You know, and as we also know, Black History Month is coming up, so we know, I start. Listen here. What I didn't understand was my birthday kicks off Black History Month. Do you understand what I'm saying? I kick it off, so I have to come at least a little, with it. I gotta come at least a little with it, So we had to come with it a little bit. So if you're watching this on YouTube, shout out to the background that's really making this video popping. You feel me? Shout out to the background, man. Shout out to this background that's really, really making this video pop. Listen, we don't have a lot to get into today. Really don't, because the entertainment world has kind of been on its best behavior this week. Or maybe I'm just not tapped in as much as I need to, or maybe I don't need to, what I'm saying, whatever the case may be with that. But yeah, it's just not much. But there are some things that we will get into that I do want to discuss on the docket for today. So again, I will be turning 28, which is very, 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 very big, of course. Another year around the sun. I'm very excited about that. We're going to talk about COVID pills. There are that I have a story that I found very interesting, that I want to share with you guys. Joe Biden, I want to talk to you for a minute. And Joe Exotic, I want to talk to him for a minute. And then, do you believe that flying cars will be here in the next probably 10 years? And from what we're seeing, and from what the airspace is seeing, they might just be a little bit sooner than we think. So let's talk about that. We'll talk about our MVP and our clown of the week. And of course, our topic of the week, I want to reminisce on the love we had, right? We celebrated 40,000 streams this week, actually surpassing 40,000 streams this week. And it was for me, it was a moment. You feel what I'm saying? Because and we'll get to more of it, but I think the sum of it was this: the Opinionated Brother podcast is my first complete baby. You understand what I'm saying? And starting my company, Tyron's Hicks and Company, which was Mr. Hicks and Company way before, right? And you'll get the backstory with that later. It was small. And when I say small, it was social media small. You understand what I'm saying? So this was a Facebook page and a Tumblr, right? And we came from a Tumblr blog to one of probably, a great podcast that has surpassed 40,000 listeners independently. You understand what I'm saying? And so and this is just via audio, right? Not like you have to understand how much you have to listen to somebody via audio to like them that much. And for me, having 40,000 streams worth of people, or maybe not even just people, but even if you cut that in half and say 20,000 people, or maybe 10,000 people who have listened to me on repeat and continue to listen to me, that's even a lot for me. So we're going to get into that. I want to just celebrate that in a way and give that some shine. All right, for the second half of the show. So let's get into our clown of the week. Clown of the week. Where is my sound?
Trash.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And damn, I like this nigga too. Chris Breezy. Breezy Chris. Breezy Chris. Chris. Chris Brown is in the news again. With a woman suing him for alleged rape on a yacht. And see, here's the thing. Honestly, like in all honesty, y'all, I'm not taking nobody's side here. You feel what I'm saying? This is ultimately why I'm giving this man the clown of the week. Chris Brown. Chris mother and Brown. Okay. I don't know how old you are or how many times you have to be in this situation or have news like this. And you know what? Throw Trey Songz in there too. Throw his ass in the motherfucking crock pot too, because he a dummy too. Throw him in there. I'm tired of both of you. You understand what I'm saying? I'm really getting sick and tired of you two niggas sitting here just being in the news for some shenanigans like this. And I'm not even saying the women are wrong, bro, because they might be right. But the fact that you two specifically continue to be in the news, like, do y'all understand how many allegations are on Chris Brown and Trey Songz' head? Hell, both of them combined can be the Black Hugh Hefner. Might get canceled for that, but I don't care. It's just like, yo, how long have y'all been in the industry? How long have y'all been around the women that y'all talk about? How long have y'all been in this type of environment? Around the same paparazzi, around the same. Y'all niggas are dumb. This is what I truly feel like, bro, because because it is. I don't want to hear what I don't want to hear. What I don't want to hear is, oh man, she lied. No, don't tell me she lied, because one of them ain't lying. Hell, some of them might not be lying. But what I'm really fucking tired of is that I continuously see this. Both of y'all. Continuous. And I mean, it's consistent. It is fucking consistent. And I don't care that I bump with y'all music. I don't care. It's just like, yo, why do y'all continue to be in these situations? Why do y'all even? My thing is, who's in your corner to tell you not to be in the situation? Nobody, because you're paying the fucking bills. Nobody has somebody in their crew to not be a yes man. Hello? You are literally putting yourself every time in this situation. Every time. I don't want to hear, oh, I was just no, the fuck you wasn't. I know the Casamigos was flowing. I know the Henny was behind your back. I know. Two single ass light skinned niggas who can still sing into women's panty draws. You come on now. Yes, y'all are looked at as cash cows by some of these women. Absolutely. But you know how to handle that? I don't know, but you know how to handle it. Y'all are celebrities. Y'all have been doing this for too damn long for y'all not to know. Drake is out here putting hot sauce in condoms.
Trash.
Drake is out here putting hot sauce in condoms. And y'all can't tell me that y'all can't have one woman just not sit here and say, oh, I'm suing him for $20 million. Because I'm going to get to her in a minute. Well, there's no allegations coming out with y'all. See, Drake is, niggas like Drake are doing it right. Hot sauce in the some way, somehow. Obviously, that tells me both of y'all are some raw dogging ass niggas and don't sit here. I hope you get checked, for real. Because what that tells me is y'all really some raw dogging ass niggas. Y'all don't give a fuck about contraception. Ain't no birth control, ain't no condom. It's that motherfucking plan B, and you're out of my face. That's what I get from y'all too, now that y'all are getting way too old to be playing the bullshit that y'all been playing, man. And I've been following y'all careers since the really young age of 10. Damn near. Since you came out with the braids, motherfucking Trey, and since you came out, Chris, with that big ass suit on in your first album, Chris Brown, with that damn hat cocked to the side. So don't stop it. Both of y'all need to stop it. Drake is out here putting hot sauce and condoms and getting these girls. And saying, go ahead and contracept your ass if you want to. You're going to be burning. And we ain't talking about the herpaderps. You're going to be burning. Hot sauce in my bag swag. I'm sick of this. There are ways, baby. I'm just saying. There are ways. You are a celebrity. You have been in this realm for too many years for women to be coming up. And when I say consistently, I mean, it's every year with these two. It's every year with these two. Something is coming up, whether that's on social media, whether that's print media, whether that's YouTube or all of the above. Is something always with these two. Yo, it's getting out of hand. Y'all are wild. Y'all are wild. And to the woman that is suing for $20 million, why you just don't want him in jail? That's my thing. That was my question. Oh, I want to sue him for 20 mil? I mean, I get it. Why you just don't want to tell on him? Or are you telling? I don't know. This ain't my business. But what I am saying is, Trey and Chris, y'all been in this industry way too damn long to not be putting hot sauce in condoms. It's been too long, bro. The fact that we had to learn it from Drake already, and don't tell me, oh, we've been doing that. No, because now y'all sound like the high schoolers that sat here and didn't know something until somebody else did it who was new in the high school and then came in. Oh, no, we did that. No, you didn't. You can't bust it. Huh? Fucking ridiculous, man.
Trash.
Fucking ridiculous.
Trash.
Man. Ridiculous. Y'all are ridiculous. And then I know your keyboard warriors are going to come and help. Man, listen, my thing is this. Have some fucking discipline about yourselves, grown men. Y'all are grown men. Discipline. Discipline both heads, my niggas. Hello? Oh, I know I'm just talking to myself. I know that. MVP of the week, man. This was sad. Oh, man. The GOAT is retiring. Let's give a hand clap and celebrate the epic run. 22 years. 7 Super Bowls. Tom Brady. Whether you love him or hate him, whatever your stance or whatever, one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game. And I'm not even an NFL guy. It wasn't really until like 2007, 2008 when I really got into it. I started to watch the Patriots. And they started to have something in which was a magnificent season, right? 2008, I started to watch for real. I really started to watch the Patriots. And Tom Brady was on this team, man. And I'm like, who the hell is this quarterback throwing all these passes like, shoom, shoom. But they lost ultimately, had an amazing season, right? That was basically their uh 19-1 season, right? Went all the way up to the Super Bowl and lost, right? 17 undefeated during the regular season, undefeated, damn near through the postseason up until the Super Bowl and lose to the Giants. Damn. But I seen greatness within Tom Brady. Down 28-3 against the Atlanta Falcons. Okay. And to come back, beat that ass. Man, I remember that Super Bowl party. People were in, me and my boy Patrick Face, shout out to P, in our face. Like, yo, Tom ain't shit. Tom ain't gonna do nothing. I just knew me and P looked at each other and we said, we don't bet against that man, Tom Brady. Don't matter how much NFL you know, right? If you've ever watched any game of football in the Tom Brady era, you know not to go against that man in any type of capacity. Not to bet against him. We just witnessed that low key against the Rams. If Matthew Stafford, let's just say Matthew Stafford doesn't make one touchdown and it's 21-3, right? Instead of 27-3, right? Let's just say for the sake of argument, he doesn't go 27-3. He goes maybe like 21-3. Tom Brady wins that game, right? Tom Brady wins that game. But it's Matthew Stafford's time. You understand what I'm saying? That's what it is. So Tom Brady announced earlier this week, or I believe earlier today on Sunday, that after 22 years and 22 seasons and 7 Super Bowls, he is retiring. Big Ben did the same thing, but this is not about Big Ben. But shout out to Big Ben Roethlisberger for retiring. I'm pretty happy, really, for both of them for retiring. Honestly, it's both their times, especially for Big Ben. Not as mobile again, or not as mobile, period, as Tom Brady, and both of them weren't mobile or for real. Well, Big Ben in his heyday was definitely more mobile than Tom Brady, but taking those hits and Tom and Big Ben were the two most quarterbacks getting hit in the NFL during their tenure and during their height of greatness. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody wanted to hit either Tom Brady or Big Ben. Why? Because Big Ben had an arm, cannon, and then Tom Brady knew he could get any type of throw on a third or fourth down. Seriously. And so when I think about the greatness of Tom Brady and what he brought to the NFL, it was great. You know what I'm saying? 7 Super Bowls. To go from one dynasty, right? To leave a dynasty that you do that you literally helped create and build. To leave that dynasty and say, I'm going to go do something different. What this is, I'm going to do something that's for me because this is not working for me anymore. And to go in your first year and win a Super Bowl with Tampa Bay, who was one of the worst teams in the NFL, period. To change that whole dynamic and win them a Super Bowl was amazing. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself is greatness, and it's going to be missed. You know what I'm saying? It really now it's going to feel weird with the Super Bowl, with this. It's going to feel weird because I think for me, I grew up watching Tom in the Super Bowls, right? In the AFC championship games. He was there. He was always in the playoffs, always there. It was weird, right? Now, he wasn't always at the Super Bowl or always at the AFC championship game, but you knew Tom Brady was going to make some type of stretch down the whole season. You understand what I'm saying? You had to be worried about that. And so, to get six Super Bowls under, with Coach Belichick, that's amazing. And then to leave Coach Belichick to win one more and to go out like that, you know what? I'm good. So shout out to Tom Brady. Continue to be, continue to do you, brother. You know what I'm saying? You are a football legend, Hall of Famer, first bat. All right. Where do we want to get into first? Let's go with these COVID pills, right? So as we know, Omicron is out here, the variant. Hopefully, I'm praying to God this is the last variant that we get. You feel me? But I don't know how many variants are out there. You know, with the flu, Rona, and all of this. I don't know if this all is make believe. I don't know, right? But we do know that all Omicron is out here. What I say, Omarion? We do know that Omicron is out here, right? So there's a lab. I don't know who this lab is, who makes these drugs, but there's a lab. There's a story. Again, alleging that there are some pills that are being developed that have been lab tested against and fighting against the Omicron variant. Now, as I've told y'all before, I've always been skeptical about this vaccine and how it's going to work. And I honestly, you can say waited for real, big waited, really until, this this variant or variants we're going to pass, because we didn't know in the early stages of what the Moderna or the Pfizer vaccine was going to do for the variants in the long run. And so, when I personally got COVID, I was just like, well, I don't want to have this again. Let's just get this damn shot and go about our business. You know what I'm saying? Because I dodged 2 waves, thank God. But it was just like, all right, let's just go with the plan. You know what I'm saying? Get the Moderna shot, make sure we're making sure that my body is staying healthy. You know what I'm saying? Not just getting the shot, but making sure the body stays healthy, because I've been trying to make sure that before COVID even got here, BC, before COVID, right? And now that y'all are trying to make pills or whatever, to combat Omicron, it's like, can y'all stop again? Like, people don't need to be lab rats for this shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, this is serious. You know what I'm saying? People have died. People have sat here and lost lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are really trying to fight this disease. New York particularly has been fighting this shit for like 2 years consistently. Like, you see the toll that it takes on a city. You feel me? And y'all want to continue, excuse me, to make dumb shit out here that probably won't even work. Let's be honest. That probably won't even motherfucking work, because it's just like, come on. I've already have skepticisms about the vaccine being a placebo. Yeah. So I listen, to have COVID pills that can potentially fight Omicron allegedly. Um, yeah, okay. We'll see if the CDC says that. Look, yo, if this whatever the CDC says, right? Oh man, I hope the CDC passes that we've had flying cars in 2030, because flying cars have been tested and approved by the flying, like the international airspace, right? Now, these flying cars that were flying in the air look like, your typical car with wings, right? It is literally a typical car with wings, and pretty much oversized. I know you can't literally take that anywhere, can't take it in the hood and shit like that, but they said that you're going to need a pilot, of course, to fly the shits. Like, you have to actually be a pilot to actually fly. So if you are a registered, licensed pilot who has flown air in the air and have that license, this may be the shit for you. Hey, now, get that shit. And I'm trying to. There we go. Thank God. Jesus Christ, who is texting me like that? Sorry, guys. There we go. Maybe y'all should go, get some of these cars because these cars, they look ugly. Let me say, say that. They are ugly as hell. Um, but yeah, and they look weird. You understand what I'm saying? And we know the first designs of major technology, innovations always look crazy. But yeah, these look wild. It's going to be to a point where the wings are going to extend from the car like the shows in the movies and Night Riders and all of that shit like that. Like, it's funny how we always say flying cars are going to be a thing, and now we are going into the time of flying cars, right? We've gone into gasless cars, more electric cars, where cars are now driving on their own and driving you to work without you even having to touch the steering wheel, and you just putting your coordinates in there and it's getting you there in the safest route possible. You know what I'm saying? It's stuff like this. It's stuff like this that kind of makes me worry. Like, iRobot might just be right. And I've always wondered if we're giving AI too much information, right? If we're giving said AI or whatever AI that Google or Facebook or any of these social media titans are using, um, and maybe not as each one has a singular AI, right? Like Google has their own or Facebook has their own, but like a central artificial intelligence machine where they all just have one, but like it's different computers or different sections for different, for each one. Like Google has its own, Facebook has its own, Twitter has their own, Pinterest has it, like everyone has their own, but it goes to a central AI. I don't know, but this is going to be interesting. This is going to be very interesting, especially in the next 10 years, because if they start just selling flying cars off the lot, what the hell? People just gonna be flying off the road, literally flying off the road. So, like you just extend your shit and you just hit a car. You trying to fly and shit off the damn, trying to let the police trying to catch you, and you just start get the hey, put it in fly motion. Fly mode, jet mode. Let's go. I don't know. Shout out to that though. That's a bomb. I always knew flying cars was on the way, man. Flying cars, that's gonna be lit. Um, a person who's not going to be flying those cars, Joe Exotic. Y'all remember Joe Exotic from the Tiger King? Man, Tiger King was really good. The first season was really, really good. I think that will probably, for me, go down as one of the most entertaining documentaries in recent history. Tiger King was very, very good. And when I say first season, I specifically mean the first season, because the second season, I don't know who, and I'm gonna keep saying it, I don't know who decided to sit here and go and record a second season of this bullshit, because this shit is ratchet. This shit is just ridiculous. This is white people ratchet. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm like, nah, bro, nobody want to watch this shit. Let this shit go. This shit is what you say, baby?
Trash.
That shit is trash. That shit is not great. This shit is ooh. Let it go, Netflix.
Trash.
Let it go. But that's not why we're here. We're here because Joe Exotic has been resentenced. Okay. Now, as we know, Joe Exotic has made some deep threats about Carol Baskin. She's a what? She's a savage. Okay. You understand what I'm saying? But listen, he's made some very deep threats, okay, about Carol Baskin. Now, Carol Baskin is on the second season, which is madly wild. But Joe Exotic has been resentenced to 21 years in prison for threatening to kill Carol Baskin. Okay. As we know, Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin have had, you could say, one one of the most interesting rivalries and feuds in recent documentary history. Yeah. And Joe Exotic is like, why? I didn't even say anything. Well, Joe, you've said a lot. Sometimes when you're in front of that camera, this one right here, where my finger is, that one. When you're in front of the camera, Joe, sometimes you get lost in the sauce when you're getting a lot of views or a lot of money's coming in, or you've tapped into that internet power, and it's bringing you a lot of fame, and people are knowing you around your surroundings, not just and maybe not just around your surroundings, but now you're becoming a bigger follower. You have a bigger following now that you're in prison, bro. You have a bigger following. Let me say that you have a bigger following, but I didn't see you getting out of prison. Now, what I did think that was going to happen, and I always said this, was that Trump was going to pardon you. I think if Trump would have pardoned you, like he did Lil Wayne and all of them, I think that would have even been a better season for, or better, better documentary part 2 season for you and Tiger King. Because again, I don't know what the fuck this is on this screen. Like that shit is trash. That shit is what?
Trash.
Trash as fuck. Like we don't even, like, that is bad. If they would, if Trump would have exonerated you or pardoned you and got you out of prison, you could have slid him some money. Because y'all would have made some money off that. It would have made some money off that. Would have made some hella money off that. Slid you some money, and y'all would have been good. But no, nope. So, Joe, I do feel for you, bro. I do feel for you. Because the people on this new season are, this new season is just not, I just feel for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Another Joe that I do not feel for is Mr. Biden. Okay. Now, Joe, I cussed you out last week, you and the Senate, and Mitch McConnell's, as my brother said, aka Mitch the bitch. But Joe Biden reportedly, and I'm gonna say fucking allegedly, has reportedly knocked down, now hear me, has reportedly knocked out $15 billion in student loan debt. Now, hold up. I'm trying to fucking understand, where was my money at in that 15 billion? Because what? Like what?
What the fuck?
Because I'm trying to understand where my money was at in that 15 billion, Joe. So there's a $1.7 trillion student loan debt. I get that. I get that. 15 billion, Joe. Who was you knocking out? I should have been at least first on the list, Joe. I know you don't know me. You don't gotta know me. That's fine. But Joe, what student loans? Because I'm like, that's maybe 100,000 people, maybe 200,000. Who are you knocking out, Joe? Or maybe that's maybe 2 people who got millions and millions and millions of dollars of student loan debt. I don't know, Joe, but it feels like you're lying to me. Okay, feels like you're lying to me until I see nail nets or the government check saying your debt, your student loan debt has been forgiven or covered by the. All right, I don't believe shit you saying, bro. I don't believe shit. Especially after y'all couldn't get voting rights passed. Voting rights. You couldn't get voting rights passed. I'm still mad at that. You still
trash.
Like you couldn't get voting rights passed, bro. One bill, Joe. One bill. And Ken, again, excuse me to all the black women that's out here. But where the fuck has been Kamala Harris? Okay. I'm sorry to all the black women, all the AKAs out there. Okay. Alpha Kappa Alpha, Sorority Incorporated, respect. But where has your soror been? Where's your sorority sister been? No disrespect, but where the fuck has she been? Y'all showed up in droves. Black women showed up in droves to vote this time. Where have I wish I had some crickets around this bitch. I need a cricket sound. Because where the fuck has she been? Crickets. Listen, one thing I know about Kamala Harris is she gonna check somebody. Okay? When she want to speak and when she want to talk. But where has she been? Because Joe is out here losing. Do you hear me? He is sinking. And you sinking right along with his ass. Now, unless you got some hidden agenda that you're going to swoop in and try to come. Because what we're hearing, allegedly, is that Joe plans to run for 2024 and wants Kamala to run with him. And Joe, ain't nobody trying to vote for you again. You had one. My thing was, Joe, you had one job. My ancestors would be upset. Yes. They would be pissed at us. We ain't voting for you again. My ancestors would look at us like, you better not, you put that pen down and get the fuck on. Because why would I, y'all, listen, Joe, Kamala, Joe, to me, Joe, Kamala, Joe, Joe. Okay. Co. That's y'all name. Co. Y'all have one job. To me, for me. And it was really the voter rights bill. For real. Like student debt. Yeah. Okay. But voting rights, the way that states were handling voting, that was the one thing that I knew in my head and my heart of hearts. Yo, I'm signing any petition. I'm signing anything. When it comes to voting rights for black people and minorities, we need to vote because now they putting all of these voting restrictions in place. Oh, you have to be out of 6 by 10. And then y'all mad because black people and minorities came out in groves and voted. Actually had the opportunity to vote and y'all actually had to fucking count them. And was like, oh shit, the fuck, yes, the people voted. Now put your ass on, we don't even lie. Don't sit there and lie. We're going to see if you going to lie. Put the cameras on them. Lie in front of the camera, which we know you will. The voting rights bill, Joe and Kamala, Joe. The voting rights bill. That's it. And Kamala, I'm even more mad at you because it's John Lewis. All that shit it's John Lewis. Joe Biden, all that shit you was talking about. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. It's John Lewis. Where the fuck were you at? Where the fuck were both of y'all at? Huh? Black History Month, and we starting off with no voting rights bill. Come on, what the fuck are we doing?
Trash.
Huh? What are we doing? We ain't even starting off the month right. What the fuck are we doing, man?
Trash.
Oh, God. Is that it on the docket before we get into the celebration? Because now I got hot. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, for real, like being in all seriousness, what are we doing? Because for real, y'all two had one job. One for in my eyes, for us. I don't care about nobody else for real. Until this one job got done. And it did. All right. We're going to take a break. And we'll be back for the second half of the show. This is the Opinionated Brother Podcast with your boy Ty the Pod Guy in HD. And we will be back in 5. All right, guys, what's going on with you? This is the Opinionated Brother Podcast with your boy Ty the Pod Guy. This is the Opinionated topic of the week. And like I said, it's not going to be a long show today, but I do want to take a moment, to celebrate the Opinionated Brother Podcast reaching and surpassing over 40,000 streams. Let's give it a round. Listen, if you are new to the show, if you're a recurring guest, but particularly if you're new to the show, this show was started about 4 years ago, right? 4.5 years ago. And yeah, man, this was started off of a phone, right? The phone that I actually am using to make videos with, right? Make my YouTube videos through Zoom. It's the same phone that I started my podcasting career off of, if you want to say, with this podcast. And so that was, I want to say August. Was that July? August? It's one of those months. I always get it wrong sometimes. But either July or August at the end of the month, I started this podcast, and it was something that I was very, very nervous about. At the time where podcasting, if you weren't from, again, a New York or a big market where radio and entertainment and audio was really prominent, you didn't know what the fuck a podcast was, right? Even being from Detroit, like, podcasting was a thing, but it wasn't radio. It wasn't the new form of media. It wasn't any type of form of media for real. It wasn't popping for real like that. And so I got into podcasting in 2017, but I really got into it in 2016, listening to different podcasts off of Apple Podcasts. And that's what I discovered, where Apple Podcasts was free. Listen to different shows. I will listen to First Take on there. Colin Cowherd. I will listen to different podcasts, different sports podcasts first. And then got into real entertainment podcasts. And I started to listen to very local podcasts. My first podcast that I started listening to on the entertainment-based side was Wild and Woke. It was a entertainment-based podcast out of Detroit. Shout out to them. Shout out to Brittany Rose. And so from that point, I was like, this is a great medium, because at the time I was trying to use YouTube and trying to edit videos, but I wasn't really that good. And I was like, man, I'm trash. And to say that I'm trash still is an understatement. I'm all right now, right? But I was trash back then. So, I wanted a platform where I could just talk my shit, minimal editing to no editing for real, and just upload, you know what I'm saying? And whatever gets uploaded gets uploaded, right? And that was July, right? Yeah, July 31st, 2020, 2017. In my old apartment building, right? And they're like, what was it? Like in their common area, right? In the building, they had a common area. So I would go to the room, and they had like a computer lab in there, and I would go in the room, and I would, podcast. It was weird. I would record off my phone, and it was like I had so many ideas. At the time, I was like, I want to play music off this. I want to, and when I get ideas like this, and I'm starting this was the first time I'm starting something. When I say fresh and new for me. So I'm like, I want to do this and I want to do that. And it's funny because now a lot of those kind of thoughts and dreams are kind of coming to fruition in different podcasts that I now host. You understand what I'm saying? In that being the R&B and Chill Black Men Win and the Devontae's World podcast, right? And so from there, I'm on the phone doing the podcast, and then from there, I went from a phone to the laptop that I have now, and doing podcasts through my laptop, right, and doing it through Facebook Live, and just trying out different. Like I wasn't afraid, and I have to give myself credit for this. I have to actually apply myself because I really wasn't afraid to take risk and chances on the internet. You understand what I'm saying? Like I really wasn't. Like where a lot of people were, I wasn't. And even if I felt like I was scared, like I would like angry somebody, I don't care, because at the end of the day, this is what I'm doing. You understand what I'm saying? You really can't tell me shit. So, a bunch of good, right? But no. So over the time period, we continue to grow, we continue to expand, and in different markets. I remember when we were just literally on Apple Podcasts and SoundCloud and Google Podcasts, and then we started to expand to Spotify and all of those. Like it was beautiful, to see the little things of, oh my God, he's on Spotify, and oh snap, he's on Apple Podcasts, and nobody knew. And here's the thing with my podcast, right? People were like, "What? What's a podcast? What is that? The opinionated? This is you talking? Oh shit, okay. Oh, it's a weekly podcast. Oh, okay, yeah, cool, right? Like nobody was really thinking about me. Like let's keep that a beat. Nobody was really thinking about me outside or inside of Grand Rapids, right? What and I understood that. I understood that early. When creating my business and creating the podcast, I understood early that I'm going to be, my voice is going to be traveling out of this little hole, because I felt like Grand Rapids had this bubble, right? In a sense where there was a ceiling capped at it. And I just made a hole in this ceiling where it just let out all my words, and it just traveled slowly but surely through the ions of the world, right? And we started to see that people from all over the world started to listen to me, not just here in the United States, but from the UK to Australia to China to Japan to hell, it was everywhere, from Greenland. These were places that I would never have thought people are listening to me. People are listening and still listening. You understand what I'm saying? We have people listening from in Taiwan right now, which is crazy to me. So for me, it was again, a lot of people were like, "What's your demographic?" I remember people asking me, "What's your demographic? Who are you trying to target?" Nobody. I'm not trying to target no one. I never had a target audience. Never. I never wanted one. For what? Who am I targeting? I'm just talking about shit that I want to talk about. Now, if that's targeting a audience, then okay, then that's fine. But this podcast has never had a target audience. That's why I never like demographic numbers and stats, because I don't do it. Men to women, we have a great men to women ratio, which we've had consistently. And I want to give an applause for y'all. We've, over the past 4.5 years, over these 40,000+ fucking streams, have had a consistently even men to women listening base. And men kind of edge it out, because the last time I checked, it was a 51-49. 51 men, 49 women. I've always wanted that consistently across the board. To have half women, half men, or somewhere in between, even if it was like 55-45 men, women, to me, that was still great. Because there's a lot of podcasts that target different people. I don't want that. I never wanted that. Specifically for this podcast. Now, I do have podcasts that maybe have a target audience. But even still, I don't want that. I don't look for target. I create off of what I feel and what is real and what's in my head and what I dream about. I don't care about who's listening at the time, in a sense, right? Because I can have, and which I've had, the little Beckys of the world listening to me and shit like that. Oh my God, I love your podcast. What? And me being like, the fuck? Because what? What? You're listening? Okay. To my black homegirl saying, hey, that podcast, that episode was good as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I've had everybody. Everybody. Some people have liked it. Some people don't. But I've had a lot of folks listen to me. 40,000 streams. Drop a bomb for that, bro. I remember when we hit our 20,000. There was a couple days ago. 2 years. 2 years ago, a couple days ago. Let's go back 2 years. To a couple days, 2019. Like January 26th, we hit January 26, 2019, we hit 20,000 streams. I remember it specifically. I remember putting that picture up. 20K. I was ecstatic. I was like, yo, we hit 20K, bro. Here's the doubling that. And to know in a year we doubled that. Y'all hear me? I don't count 2020 because 2020 wasn't the year. But I'm sorry, no, 2020, we did double that. So let's just think through this whole pandemic. I'm sorry. It even makes more sense. Because in 2020, that's when we did it. I'm sorry. So the fact that we hit it during a pandemic, while we're still in a pandemic, y'all can't tell me, okay? Y'all can't tell me that y'all can't do what y'all set out to do. I have had people literally burn bridges with me when it came to this podcast. I have people sit here and lie to my face when it came to this podcast. I have had people support me wholeheartedly when it came to this podcast and others and my whole business, but specifically this podcast. I have helped people with their podcast through this podcast. We have had multiple guests, multiple interviews, celebrity interviews. We've had it all. And I am proud of this podcast. Do you hear me? I am proud of this podcast. Do you hear me? I am proud of me. Do you hear? Drop a bomb for fucking me. Another one for fucking me. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you fucking why. I built this podcast in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Okay. I'm currently in New York right now. I grew this podcast in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where people's minds are so small that they don't even know what a podcast is. Okay. No disrespect. But I had bigger dreams than what the fuck people were trying to set on me. You understand what I'm saying? I had bigger goals. Yep, I ain't the sharpest tool in the motherfucking toolbox. And I ain't the highest grade of weed in the motherfucking dispensary. But we got here. I am here. literally doing what my career is. When people laughed at me, burnt bridges with me, I thanked you haters. Then I'm sorry, you hating ass motherfuckers. Okay. I thanked you. I really did. I had to thank you. I cried about it because for me, when you hurt me in a business sense, I don't want to do business with you. But God really had to shape me. God really had to shape me because it was at a point to where I didn't want to fuck with nobody coming on my podcast. But I didn't want to block my blessings because of what the fuck other niggas did to me in the past when it came to not honoring their word and not doing what they needed to do as human beings, whether that be men or women. You understand what I'm saying? And so now you see me and now you see this. And I want to let everybody know out there that if you burnt the bridge with this one, don't come over here trying to water that motherfucker with a garden. Stay your burnt ass over there. I'm going to stay my burnt ass over here. And I'm going to love you from a distance because I don't want it. 40,000 streams. Sweat equity galore. Do you hear me? People don't think sweat equity is real. Oh, that shit is real, nigga. I put blood, sweat, tears into this shit. My girlfriend can tell you that. In a year and a half that she has seen me work, she's seen me break down, get mad, cry, get happy, all of that for this shit right here. Because this is what I love to do. This is what I grew. This is my baby. This is mine. And not nobody, not nan motherfucker can tell me that I didn't do my best. And I'm going to continue to do my best here. All the prayer warriors out there, everybody that sent their love and support, oh, it was felt times 10, let me tell you. Because those days that I fell down, those days where I was just feeling like this shit can go to hell, it was y'all, whether near or far, who were praying for me to keep going. And again, I told y'all, I'm not the sharpest tool in the toolbox. Not the highest grade of weed in the dispensary, bro. But I'm trying my best out here. I went from hosting just this one podcast to hosting 3 others. If you want to say 5 others, because I host 2 shows on this. And if you want to be technical, again, you can say I created another brand when it came to the Opinionated Brother podcast. Drop a bomb. What are we saying here? I'm not here for play. And I'm talking to myself when I say this. I'm not here to play games. People think podcasting is a play type of game. Well, it could be a play type of game for you, but I take it very seriously over here. I take it very, very motherfucking seriously. If you know me, anywhere I went, if I had my suitcase with me, we were potting. Do you hear me? If I could hook it up, if I could set it up, oh, we lit. Let's go. Because of what? So I thank you. I really do. I thank everybody. Thank you to all my supporters and all the ones who listened. 40,000 streams, that might not be a lot to some people, but that's a whole bunch to me. And we're going to get to 50,000 and 60,000 and 70,000 and 80,000. And God damn it, 100,000 will be here before you know it. 1 million will be here for you before you know it. I'm proud of us. I'm proud of me. Do you hear me? Proud of me. All the emails that people stomp me. Oh, I'm proud of me. Drop a motherfucking bomb. I'm feeling myself today. I'm feeling myself, man. Mr. 40K. I remember people was calling me Mr. 20K. Mr. 20K. And it was things I didn't know about the podcast industry then that I definitely know now. You understand what I'm saying? And that I'm definitely privy to now because my feet are in the water. Have I made some business mistakes along the way? Absolutely. 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 That comes with the territory. But every single year we have continued to grow. Every single year. And to know that in literally 2 years, we have doubled in streams during a fucking pandemic. That's a blessing. That's amazing. I'm proud. I'm thankful. I'm excited. Because just to let y'all know, THC Media is only 5, not even, just literally turned 5 last month. So I'm really excited for where this is about to go. And the Opinionated Brother, turns 5 itself in July of this year. So I'm really excited for where this podcast is going to go. I have some personal goals and some business goals that hopefully get met by the end of the year. And if we keep on track like this, I believe we're going to meet them. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm thankful. I'm excited. We're kicking off Black History Month, right? Mr. 40K in this bitch. Woo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. To every man, I just want to let people know, do not sleep on your dreams. Do you hear me? Do not sleep on them. Don't sleep on them, bro. Keep going. Because it's going to get hard. To every entrepreneur out here that thinks this shit is easy, this shit ain't easy. This shit is hard as hell. When you really invested, when you 10 toes in, this shit is hard as hell. But it is rewarding as fuck. Honestly, let me keep it a beam. In a sense, sometimes I would rather go back to a 9 to 5 than do this. In some senses. But then I would have to answer to somebody else. But then I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. You understand what I'm saying? But at the same token, yes. Yes. I love this. 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 I love doing this. I love being here. And it's been rewarding doing it. So shout out to everybody, the 40,000 of you who have listened, press play. You know what I'm saying? Keep me on repeat. Keep me on, you know what I'm saying, who has repeated, replay me, whatever you've done. Subscribe to the podcast, follow the podcast, commented on things on social media, share the pod. We appreciate you. This is my flagship show. This is my baby. This is my firstborn of my podcast. This is my firstborn. Head of the family, of the siblings. Oh, man. And I'm thankful to everybody that has continued to listen, support, and subscribe and follow the podcast. And we thank you. And we love you. One more applause for the Opinionated Brother. And that's it, man. We want to thank everybody. All right. Well, we're out of here. We're going to peace out. Happy birthday to me. Drop a bomb for me. Bomb for me. You feel me? I'll be back for an After Dark birthday episode again for Wednesday, of course. But you guys stay easy, stay Breezy, not Chris Breezy, but just stay breezy out here in these streets. All right. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and like the podcast. Follow us on YouTube to get any clips and and watch full episodes of the podcast. You can follow me and HD on Instagram. HD again. We'll be back on the After Dark show. Shout out to HD. Again, you can follow me, Ty the Pie Guy, on Instagram at Ty the Pie Guy _ in the front, and King Henny for HD. That's 3 eyes with that. All right. We'll have all the links in the description below. You can check out our website to learn more about the THC Media Network, what we're about and what we do, what shows we have and everything like that. So you can go check that out. We'll have all that description. We'll have the links in the description in the bio. All right. Peace, love, and hair grease. Have a great week. You feel what I'm saying? And I will see you guys back on Wednesday. Well, Wednesday's recording day. So back on Thursday. All right. This has been another one. We out. Love y'all.